Welcome to a special edition of Orange County's Kitchen. I'm your host, Michelle Wargo. Today we are highlighting the special food needs for infants and toddlers in order to thrive. We'll have two wonderful cooking demonstrations, and we're joined with representatives from the Early Learning Coalition and Second Harvest Food Bank. Stay tuned for Orange County's Kitchen. Welcome back to this special edition of Orange County's Kitchen. I'm Michelle Wargo, and joining me today is CEO of the Early Learning Coalition, Karen Willis. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
So now tell me, what is the Early Learning Coalition?
We work hard every day to make sure that the youngest children in our community are ready to enter kindergarten.
Now, how does that apply to food?
Well, one of the things that's necessary for children to be ready for school is to be healthy. And part of being healthy is having the right food to eat, being able to get the right nutrition in order to build your body and build your brain.
So when you talk about getting kids ready for kindergarten, what does that mean as a coalition? What is your mission for these kids? Well,
first off, what we try to do is to make sure that they have a really great experience the first 5 years of their lives. We know through research that 90% of a child's brain architecture is developed within the first 5 years, which really takes us to today's topic, which is food insecurity. We know that kids who have good nutrition, access to food, are really going to do much better in school than if they are not well fed.
So you mentioned food insecurity. What is food insecurity?
It's generally defined as one or more members of a household that do not have access on a regular basis to healthy and nutritious food that allows them to have an active lifestyle. So it could be something like mom who's going without dinner because she doesn't have enough food to feed the children, or a child who is in elementary school who goes without food during the weekend because there's not enough food in the house.
So when you talk about food insecurities, how does that impact us as children and then again as adults?
Well, it starts even before we're born, because if our mom, while she's carrying us, does not have access to healthy and nutritious food, that impacts the development of the child inside of her. And then obviously when we're born, as I'd mentioned, the first 5 years of a child's life, that brain architecture is being developed, and without the necessary nutrition, not only does our body get stunted, but also does the brain architecture.
Wow, so this is something that will follow you through adulthood.
Absolutely. We know, again, through research that children who do not have access to nutritious food generally are get sick more often, which causes their parents to miss work. And then we also know that if the body isn't being fed, isn't gotten the fuel that it needs, that as we age, we still have additional issues, diabetes, obesity, issues like that.
What are some of the programs that you offer at the Early Learning Coalition?
Well, we have established a food security task force, and what that task force does is to try to bring attention throughout the community to the importance of food and nutrition for our youngest children. Oftentimes when you go to a food pantry, you'll see things that are appropriate for older children and for adults, but you oftentimes don't see things that are appropriate for very young children. So folks can go onto our website and click on our 5 to Thrive campaign and see what would be really important to donate to those food pantries to make sure our youngest children have access to high quality food.
Now, do you also sponsor food drives or
Yes, we do.
Any sort of volunteer with the Early Learning Coalition?
Yes, we do. We are working with Second Harvest on a regular basis to promote food contributions. We're working through our early childhood programs. We work with about 650 small businesses here in our community who see children every day. So if any of the viewers were interested in adopting any of those sites, unlike what you see in elementary schools, early childhood programs really don't have access to a lot of those backpacks that go home on the weekends, but very, very young children still have to eat on weekends.
Right.
So that's part of the advocacy work that we do in encouraging people to really think about our youngest kids.
This sounds like a very important issue that I'm sure a lot of people weren't aware of. So where can people go for more information about the Early Learning Coalition?
To our website, that is www.elcoc.org, and they can click on our 5 to Thrive campaign, where they'll learn about the kinds of things that would be really helpful to contribute when folks are thinking about going to a food bank, etc. That would be wonderful if your viewers would do that.
Fantastic. Karen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with 2 cooking segments right here on Orange County's Kitchen. Welcome back to this special edition of Orange County's Kitchen. I'm Michelle Wargo, and joining me today are Alex Davis, our cooking instructor.
Hi.
Hello. And we also have Head Start parent with us, Dexter Nelson. He is a parent of 2 children, a 4 and a 7-year-old. Hi, Dexter.
How you doing today?
Wonderful. So, Alex, what are we making?
We are going to make some delicious black bean and guacamole tacos. Very easy to make.
My daughter loves black beans.
Well, then she's going to love this dish. We're going to start with the black beans. They come together really easily. I'm going to use a can of black beans with their liquid, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a clove of garlic, 4 stems of fresh cilantro. I'm just going to throw that in a pot and let the pot do the work.
Fantastic. So while Alex is mixing this all together, what are some of the challenges that you face at home cooking for your 2 children?
I'm trying to get them the proper protein. My daughter doesn't like certain vegetables, certain meat, so just trying to figure out the best way to get her all the protein that she needs.
So she's really a picky eater?
Yes, ma'am.
So Alex, do you have any tips for anyone at home that has a picky eater?
Absolutely. I have a 4-year-old at home, and I know how frustrating it can be. One week they like something, the next week they don't want to touch it. I found a couple things are really helpful. One is get your kids in the kitchen, make them part of the dinner process. I find that when kids are involved and mom and dad are excited about what they're making, they're going to be excited about tasting it. The other thing is to keep the flavors simple. A lot of kids haven't developed the palate for heavy seasoning and a lot of spice, so when we keep the flavors simple, they're more likely to try stuff. I'm working right now on this super easy guacamole. What I have is 2 avocados that I've halved and I've scored, and I'm just scooping the flesh out.
That looks like something kids would love to do.
Oh, yeah. And this is the perfect accompaniment to these tacos. It's creamy, it's full of heart-healthy fats, it's really delicious. So you can see that the avocado just scoops right out. Now we want this guacamole to be kind of a thick mash. We don't want to get it too mixed up. I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime. You squeeze that in there.
Yeah, I could totally see kids getting in there.
And doesn't that smell good, that fresh lime?
Oh, I love it.
Just like that, super easy. And what I want to add is a little bit of fresh cilantro, so we're going to carry over those flavors here. I've got about a couple tablespoons of cilantro. I have 2 tablespoons of minced onion. I've gone with red here, but you could do yellow or white, whatever you have on hand. And just a pinch of salt.
That's it.
That's
Super
it.
easy.
So I'm going to use a fork, and I'm just going to kind of mash that up.
Wow.
And while I'm doing that, you know what? You
I'll
want
do
to
it.
help me?
Sure.
Mash it up.
I
And what I'm
make
going to do is
guacamole all the
I've got my black beans, which I've already simmered. These things come together really easily. Let me watch your hand there. Scoop that in. Beautiful, easy black beans. Now, you're going to let these roll for about 10 minutes until the liquid kind of cooks down and they're nice and thick, so they're perfect for your tacos. Now, keep in mind, Dexter, that kids love building things. So this is like build your own taco night. But if you want a little bit more than just the black beans, which are a great source of plant-based protein, go ahead and add chicken or fish or shrimp, whatever you like. That looks beautiful.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah. Shall we build them?
Let's do it.
All right, go ahead. You got your spoon here.
Okay.
Go ahead and smear some on these beautiful little tacos. Now, I'm using flour tortillas here. If you prefer corn, go ahead with some corn. Let me get out of your way.
So, like, make a nice bed.
Yeah.
Nice little bed of guacamole.
And let me add a little bit of our beautiful black beans. Now let's go ahead, give me a little slit there. Now, what do we typically top our tacos with? Sour cream, right?
Yes.
So instead of sour cream, why don't you try a low-fat Greek yogurt? It's super high in protein. Plain Greek yogurt tastes just like sour cream. It's delicious, and you won't know the difference. So you're getting more protein, but the same flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead, and now here you can have any prepared salsa that you like, and we got that. Maybe a little bit of
salsa,
prepared
yeah.
salsa on top. A little dollop of sour cream. Kids go crazy for these. I think you'll be surprised. It can turn even kind of the pickiest eater to somebody that asks for more.
And this didn't really take long at all, so, you know.
Not long at all. The black beans come together in about 10 minutes. Now, what I've also done is I've made some brown rice here, a brown Mexican rice. Brown rice takes a little bit longer to make, but I like this instead because brown rice is a whole grain, so it has more nutrition and it's gonna fill your tummy and make you feel fuller longer.
Fantastic. And how much did this whole meal cost?
Believe it or not, this just cost me under $6 for all of this.
Wow.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for sharing this healthy and nutritious meal with us. And we will be right back with more with Alex and Dexter here at Orange County's Kitchen. Welcome back to this special edition of Orange County's Kitchen. I'm Michelle Wargo, joined by Alex Davis, our cooking instructor.
Hi.
And we also have with us Head Start parent Dexter Nelson. So what are we gonna make now?
I'm gonna make for you a very easy, hearty dinner. It's a one-pot pasta, and it's just a lot of fun to make. I think you're gonna enjoy it. So I've got the ingredients lined up, and what's fabulous about this meal is that you put it in the pot, all of these ingredients, and the layers are gonna cook down, and you don't have to do anything until the very end. It's gonna come together in just under 20 minutes. So, shall we start?
Yes.
All right, I got some whole wheat pasta here, and I've chosen whole wheat over regular pasta because it's got way more fiber and it's a lot more nutritious for us. In this dish, you're not even gonna know the difference and you're gonna get a lot more nutrition.
Do I have to use panini?
No, you don't have to. Let me get this in the pot. I got about 3/4 of the box here. No, you don't have to use penne. If the kids like bow tie pasta or corkscrew pasta, try that, have some fun with it. It doesn't have to be the penne. Okay, so I've got the pasta in the pot. I'm gonna add a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, and I've gone with a diced tomato that has garlic and oregano and basil already in it, so it's already got lots of flavor.
Okay.
That makes it easy.
Yes, beautiful. Now I've got 1/4 cup of sliced onion. Okay, I'm using yellow here. You could use white if you have red on hand. Just go with what's in the fridge. I've got 2 cups of chicken broth. I'm just gonna pour that in here.
Now all of this just goes right into the pan.
Absolutely. I've got a teaspoon of dried oregano. Smells delicious. This is what's gonna give it that really yummy Italian taste. And we can't do Italian pasta without garlic, so I've got 4 cloves of sliced garlic here. Now, that is it. We're gonna put a cover on it, and we're done until the very end. How about that?
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
Yes, I don't even have to stir it.
Oh,
So,
how much does this meal cost to prepare?
You are gonna be surprised. This meal, all this food coming together is gonna be just $8.16.
Wow.
So this pot has been rolling. I wanna add some delicious spinach at the end. Now it looks like a lot of spinach, but this is gonna wilt down. All right, so do you find it's hard to get kids to have vegetables?
Yes.
what is your son into?
He like Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles? Well, I found when I have my little one that if I can make it creative and fun and rename foods in ways that appeal to them, you know, they get more excited. So, I mean, Ninja Turtles. What do you think?
It looks like the back of a turtle shell.
Huh? I mean, it's fun, right? It's fun. Let them help you. Now, this is gonna cook down, and in about 20 minutes, it's gonna be ready for our spinach. And I'm just gonna pour that in, and it will cook down. Now, this is what your finished product
Look at all that food.
is gonna look like.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Scrumptious.
Okay, so we gotta finish it off with some cheese. I've got some shredded Parmigiano Reggiano.
Wow. So what are some tips, you know, on ways to get the kids involved and do more creative, colorful meals?
Well, I think you just hit on it. You know, when there's a lot of color packed into a meal, we've got the red, we've got the green. It's more exciting for kids to dive into. Foods that are kind of the color of the rainbow, bright yellows, oranges, reds, greens, are gonna pack a lot of antioxidants and more nutrition. So look for colorful foods to add in every day. Now, You sit down at the dinner table, we've got this beautiful pasta dish.
It looks delicious. Alex, how much does this break down to?
All this food, and it probably feeds about 6 people, is $8.16. So that comes down to just under $1.50 per person.
Wow.
I mean, you can't beat that. You gotta try it.
You ready?
Sure.
It's delicious. Tell me what you think. Super easy, comes together. Mom and dad could have a nice side salad with this. Kids can do something like a veggie platter.
Pretty good, Alex.
Fantastic. Well, Alex, thank you so much for sharing with us this easy one-pot meal. And Dexter, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
Stay tuned. We'll have more Orange County's Kitchen coming up. Welcome back to this special edition of Orange County's Kitchen. I'm your host, Michelle Wargo, and joining me here in the kitchen is Sasha Hausman. She's with Second Harvest Food Bank. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. So tell me a little bit about Second Harvest Food Bank.
Well, Second Harvest Food Bank is the largest safety net for food assistance right here in Central Florida. What we do is we give out food to over 550 other nonprofits who are feeding people, so that we can feed people 72,000 times a week right here in Central Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. And so if all 72,000 people were to come to our dock doors, there'd just be no way we could service all of them. So that's why that network is just so important to us. So it really runs the gamut of the different size and scopes of different organizations that we give food to.
So you're really like a distribution center for food.
Exactly right. We're distributing 62 million pounds of food a year to those 550 other nonprofits who are feeding people.
Wow.
It's a lot of food.
So what are some of the programs that you have at Second Harvest?
So beyond general distribution of food, we have specialized programs that help different demographics of our neighbors that might be in need. A few that come off the top of my head are our Kids Cafe program, and what we do is we provide that dinner meal that these kids might be missing otherwise. So we partner up with an already existing after-school program and provide that last meal of the day.
So that's because in school you can get the breakfast, you can get the lunch, but then once you get home.
Yeah, exactly right. And then another program that kind of deals exactly with what you're talking about is our High Five program. We were receiving phone calls from teachers and principals saying that these same kids were coming in on Monday mornings with headaches and belly aches and they couldn't concentrate. We finally realized that these were the same kids on the free or reduced lunch program at school, just like you mentioned. And more than likely their last meal was Friday afternoon for lunch.
Wow, so if people want to help out and donate, how can they do that?
So what they can do is they can visit us online, first and foremost. They can go to feedhopenow.org. I do tours of the food bank every 2 weeks. I invite anybody who wants to come to see, because a lot of people have heard of Second Harvest Food Bank, but really don't understand exactly what they do and exactly what we do unless you actually come in and see it for yourself.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that big.
Exactly right. That's what a lot of people say, and especially when you come into our new facility, 100,000 square foot facility, you kind of get that shock of how much food there really is. And I just want to point out, it's not really all about the food, but it's about the people that are receiving it afterwards. And so we're just trying to collect all the extra food in our community so that we can really help our neighbors in need. So people can help out by coming to volunteer with us at the food bank. We're always working and we need volunteers to help sort through all the products that we get in. We also need people to have food drives for us.
Yes.
Of course, no money, no mission. For us at the food bank, $1 provides $9 worth of food value.
That's fantastic.
And the biggest way that people can help us out at the food bank is really just to tell people that there is a hunger issue right here in Central Florida, and that Second Harvest Food Bank is here to help out our neighbors in need.
Now, you had mentioned that you actually service all 6 counties, so it's not just Orange County that's receiving this food.
Exactly right. So we're in Orange, Seminole, Lake, Osceola, Brevard, and Volusia counties as well.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of food to ship around.
It really is. And, there are people in need all over. It's really not just the guy on the side of the road with the sign.
Right.
The bulk of the people that we're serving are children. And so there is no need for any kid to go to bed hungry any day of the week here in Central Florida. There is more than enough food to feed all of our neighbors 100 times over if we wanted to. So it's really just about sharing and knowledge and caring enough to collect all that food so that we can get it to the people who need it most.
So Sasha, where can people go to find out more information on how to donate to Second Harvest?
The best resource is to go online. Our website is feedhopenow.org, and you can learn all about our programs, how to volunteer, how to give a financial donation, or just how to get involved. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on all the above, so please, any like and retweet really does help us. So please join us online and hopefully see you at the food bank soon.
Fantastic. Sasha, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all of our guests. And thank you to you for watching us here on this special edition of Orange County's Kitchen.